All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 168-pound division where the 160-pound WBC champion, Jermall Charlo, had something to say about Terence Bud Crawford after Terence Crawford has once again called out Canelo Alvarez for a fight at 168 pounds. And his take on it is kind of interesting to me and true at the same time. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 168-pound division where we're going to be talking about some of the best fighters in boxing. That's what we do here on this channel. And in this particular video, we are going to talk about something Jermall Charlo, the brother of the undisputed 154-pound champion Jermall Charlo, who will be fighting Canelo Alvarez next. We're going to be talking about what he has to say about Terence Crawford, who seems insistent on fighting Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds. Before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does make a big, big difference to the channel, especially to everybody that supports in the super thanks of videos like this. It really is a great way to sponsor YouTube content creators, whether it's this channel or other channels, to support them in providing the type of content that you like. So shout out to everybody that has done that. As usual, got to say to the king of it, my guy Matty Yo and Mr. Pragmatic. Thank you so much. Thank you to all my Bison brother out there, HU grads, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much. Oh, by the way, also Ricardo Prado, what's going on, sir? Thank you so much for your support as of late. But let's get into this because Jermall Charlo says, look, man, you don't want to hear all that nonsense. Terence Crawford's too little to be fighting Canelo Alvarez. Basically saying, look, man, sit your little behind down. That's not a good look for you. Now, why would he say this? Because Terence Crawford would be moving up from 147 pounds up to 168 pounds to fight Canelo Alvarez, who is he fought at 147 very early in his career. But has moved up and won championships all the way up to 175 pounds when he knocked out the former he was the reigning champion at the time, Sergey Lipinets. Now, I am not somebody to underestimate or underrate Canelo Alvarez. I know that Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter for sure. Also, I am not somebody to underrate Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is also a great fighter as well. And I actually give Terence Crawford a good chance of beating Canelo at 168 pounds. My rationale behind it is that really Canelo Alvarez is not that big. He's strong. He's very heavy. He's thick, but I don't think he's a whole lot longer or a whole lot bigger than Terence Crawford. And I think Terence Crawford is just an all-around better fighter than Canelo Alvarez is. Now, Terence Crawford may be feeling himself because of the ease with which he beat Errol Spence Jr., but still, I would say that, yeah, man, he's got a chance to win that fight for sure. Now, when I said in the beginning that I agree with Jermall Charlo, let me tell you what I agree with him about. Is that Terence Crawford is small, and at 168 pounds, I don't think he should go to 168 pounds. And here's my logic behind saying that. If you're just going to go to 168 for just for one fight, that's a waste of my time. Right now, if it happens, cool, I'll support it. I'll buy the fight, all of that stuff. But really, he is too small for that weight class. And if you're going to move to that weight class and you are going to say you get the Canelo Alvarez fight, which I don't suspect is going to happen. And I can go into that a little bit later on in the video and maybe another video. But the guys that are up in that weight division, that if Terence Crawford is going to fight Canelo Alvarez, who he needs to fight then, is going to be guys like David Morrell and guys like David Benavidez, who I do not think Terence Crawford is going to beat. And David Benavidez is not somebody where you can't sell a fight between Terence Crawford and David Benavidez. David Benavidez has a different demographic fan base than Terence Crawford does. This basically the same demographic fan base that Canelo Alvarez has, although smaller, and he's been at that weight class, and he deserves a shot to get a shot back at his WBC World Championship belt that was taken from him without him ever having lost a fight. And since David Benavidez has, without a doubt, proven that he is a top guy, if not the best guy, the number 2 guy at the least in that division. I honestly believe the man may be the best in that division, and the second best may be the other guy that I'm going to talk about, who is the Cuban David Morrell, who's the WBA world champion, right? Which people refer to as, the WBA regular champion. That dude right there is one of the best fighters in that division as well. So as I say with Terence Crawford at 147, where he is and in the weight class that he's the champion in, I would love to see him fight Jaron Ennis. The same thing goes for Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford at 168 pounds. Because if you're going to say that you're the undisputed champion, that should say that you're the best in that division. Now, you could say that about Terence Crawford being undisputed at 147 pounds, meaning that he's the best in the division, right? There is, however, and I said this on Twitter, and I'm going to continue to repeat this. There is no finish line in boxing. Once you win a title or you win the undisputed title, you then have to defend it against all comers to prove that you're better than the guys that you haven't fought, which would mean Jaron Ennis. But at 168 pounds, and this goes for Canelo, and this goes for Terence Crawford if he were to fight Canelo, and it goes for Jermall Charlo, who should not be forgotten in this equation at all. David Morrell and David Benavidez are right there. So it's not that particular scenario. I mean, I can only imagine Terence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez, and then what? And then say, okay, well, what are you going to do with David Morrell? What are you going to do with David Benavidez? And then to hear people going to, well, God, dog, you're always pulling somebody out that he needs to fight. He's already made his career. He doesn't need to fight these guys. I mean, what kind of garbage is that for boxing, man? One of the things that the people really like about Errol Spence is that Errol Spence Jr. is going to fight the guys. Same thing goes for a lot of fighters like Deontay Wilder, who will absolutely positively go out there and fight the guy. This is the nonsense we got going on in heavyweight right now, where Tyson Fury is acting like his career is already done. He's already reached the mountaintop, so he doesn't even have to fight boxers anymore. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so I agree with Jermall Charlo as far as, man, you're not big enough. Terence Crawford is not big enough to dominate that 168-pound division and call him the best fighter in that division. I don't care if he was able to beat Canelo Alvarez. It'll be a big payday for him for sure. But it's not going to prove that you're the best there. And on top of it, there ain't no guarantee that Terence Crawford is going to beat Jermall Charlo. And when Jermall Charlo is going to be real interesting to see if Jermall Charlo gets back to where he was before after this really long layoff, because that dude can fight. And there's a lot of people that really, really underestimate him and his abilities. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.